Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to Guys and Magic. This is Hunter, David, Steven, and Shane. Say what up, boys.
What up, nerds?
Going on?
Hello.
We are back taking a look at the commander grades for Lord of the Rings, Tales of Middle-earth. We are going through and talking about every single color one at a time. This time, we're taking a look at the blue creatures that can be potential commanders. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and get this started with the first one. This is Bill Ferny, Bree Swindler. It is 1 and a blue for a 2/1 legendary creature human rogue. It says whenever Bill Ferny, Bree Swindler, becomes blocked, choose one. You can create a treasure token, or target opponent gains control of target horse you control. If they do, remove Bill Ferny from combat and create 3 treasure tokens. This is a weird card.
Is this the owner of Bill the Pony?
Yeah, it is actually Bill the Pony right there, Shane.
Look at that, dude. I don't know if I like this card.
This card's... I mean, what a card to start with, dude. This is atrocious.
Yeah, I don't know if Bill Ferny's going to do it for me. The ability to where if he becomes blocked, just don't block it, right, Dave?
I mean, you either take 2 damage or you've killed your opponent's commander because this dies to everything. So well, I guess it doesn't. I don't know, dude. This card is so bad.
Yeah, I'm ready.
You have to put horses in the deck for it to at least do the second ability, too. I don't know, man. It is super weird. If it's blocked, you make a treasure. Congratulations.
He's selling Bill the Pony for 12 shekels, dude. I don't like this guy.
For 3 pennies.
I mean, he
Whatever.
does make treasure tokens for you to recast him after he's died.
Yeah.
No, Dave.
Removed from combat.
Oh, you're right.
That's the second ability. He dies and makes 1. Let's move on to the grades. This is an F.
This is an F for being a bad guy.
This is an F.
This card's a D, and I'm going to tell you why.
All right.
Bill the Pony's in the Poto.
In the Poto?
In the Poto.
That doesn't make the card better, Steven. That makes me
Yes,
sad.
it does, dude. So much flavor here.
We like Potos.
I love Potos.
Bill Ferny, Bree Swindler gets the average grade of an F. Next up, Elrond, Lord of Rivendell. It is 2 and a blue for a 3/2 legendary creature, Elf Noble. It says whenever it or another creature enters the battlefield under your control, scry 1. If this is the second time this ability has resolved this turn, the ring tempts you.
I don't know if that's good enough.
You get to scry.
Yes.
What do you think, Dave?
Scrying 1 is nice, and you do potentially get to do this repeatedly. I mean, it does lose value if you like the card on top. But I don't think this card is awful. It's probably pretty easy to be able to get the 4th mode on the ring tempting you too. So like you're probably gonna get maximum value there. I don't know. I still don't like this card.
Yeah, I'm not too high on it. I mean, you could obviously build around it, put a bunch of just like token makers in blue to get that second ability triggering each turn to get the ring tempting you, and then scrying to get even more token makers. At the end of the day, it's not doing it for me.
Card's kind of like Faldorn.
Why is that?
No, it's not.
Yeah, it is, because when you say its name, you want to say it like Faldorn, Elrond.
Okay.
It's just hard to
that
give
Steven
input on
sucks.
cards like this, man. I'm not gonna lie to you. I just sure like the bounce effects could work here really well, but like you're still scrying 1. So once you find the card you want to keep on top, are you really gonna continue to scry? So that's basically stopped your entire game plan. So you just kind of stop playing Magic.
You could have the ring tempt you if you keep doing it.
Yeah, only once each turn.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I just don't think that's good enough, is what I'm saying. I don't think
it's not
the
good
ring
enough.
tempting you is good enough.
Well, let's move on to the grades, Shane. What do you give it?
I'm going to give this a D.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. I'm giving this a D.
Same. D.
I'm gonna be a rebel here, and I'm gonna give this a C.
You rebel.
You are a rebel. Elrond, Lord of Rivendell, gets the average grade of a D.
Elrond.
Next up, Gandalf, Friend of the Shire. It is 3 and a blue for a 2/4 legendary creature avatar wizard. It has flash. It says you may cast sorcery spells as though they had flash. And whenever the ring tempts you, if you chose a creature other than Gandalf, Friend of the Shire, as your ring bearer, draw a card. A flashing blue Gandalf has entered the village.
I don't know if this is good enough again, but I could be just stupid. Sorcery spells are strong. Making them basically instants seems good. But the whole ring thing, I don't like put on something else to draw a card. I guess that's good. I guess that is good.
I think sorcery spells at instant speed is really, really good.
Yeah, maybe I'm undervaluing
Like,
that.
I don't really care about the ring tempting thing part, but having this come in with flash and having sorcery spells with flash, count me in.
Yeah, I could be undervaluing that.
I mean, I'm going to put this card at a solid meh.
Sorcery cards gaining flash is okay, I think at absolute best. And then this doesn't proc the ring on its own, so that means you either have to play cards that will care about the ring, or this just doesn't actually have that ability. So I'm gonna pass.
Yeah, I think the only downside that I'm seeing from this card is the monocolor blue. If it was multicolored, then this card would be a lot better. Let's move on to the grades. I still think Gandalf, Friend of the Shire is good enough for me, so I'm going to give it an average grade of a C.
I'm going to give this card a C just because sorcery spells with flash are really good. But that's kind of where I'm at.
I feel like disagreeing with people today, so I'm gonna give this a D.
Well, you opened up the door for Shane.
No, my gut was a D, but I think I'm going to give it a C. I think I'm undervaluing the sorcery as flash.
Well, Gandalf, Friend of the Shire is going to get an average grade of a C. Moving on to Goldberry, River Daughter. It is 1 and a blue for a 1/3 legendary creature, Nymph. You can tap it, move a counter of each kind not on Goldberry, River Daughter from another target permanent you control onto Goldberry. Has another ability to pay 1 blue and tap it, move 1 or more counters from Goldberry onto another target permanent you control. If you do, draw a card.
So the ability to move counters is pretty strong, I feel like. I do like this card. I don't think that I would probably put this at the helm of a deck. I think this will be super strong in the 99 of many, many commander decks.
This goes really well in Perry the Pulverizer.
Or Tom Bombadil.
Yeah. Like,
So I feel like Goldberry River Daughters is kind of like the Ozolith, where she can protect the counters of leaving. I mean, granted, she only can do it to one creature, or sorry, one permanent. But I still think it's the ability to protect those counters on something that might be dying is very good.
I
But
know that ability is strong.
what are your thoughts on this being at the helm of a deck rather than being in the 99?
No, I was just giving my thoughts on that.
I get it. That ability is very strong. I just don't know if I would play that. I don't know. I'm going to say she's strong-ish.
I don't think this card actually does much of anything at all. It's incredibly slow. The fact that you have to tap her, which means that you're only going to be able to do this like once per turn. I don't think that she really does anything.
Moving on to the grades, I'm gonna give Goldberry a C.
I'm going to be the guy who does this. This is a card that literally does nothing, so I'm going to give this an F.
I'm going to go ahead and give Goldberry a D because I don't think she's strong at the helm. I think she's better in the 99.
Hunter, I think I'm going to go with you, man. Ozolith on a stick is good.
The average grade for Goldberry is going to be a D. Next up is Ioreth of the Healing House. It is 2 and a blue for a 1/4 legendary creature human cleric. Has an ability where you can tap it, untap another target permanent, and another ability where you can tap it, untap 2 other target legendary creatures. Interesting. Untapping things. Is that good enough to stable on a commander?
So here's my thing. Like, I really like this card because I definitely know there's a combo there for it. But would I much rather just have Rona? You know what I mean? get that extra color in there, and then basically just have a little bit more fun.
That is true.
I think if you're talking about like that comparison though, you're specifically only looking at that from the lens of like trying to combo off with it, which like yeah, this card is capable of it, but I don't know, just on face value, if I'm trying to play fair magic, this does not do anything really. It like kind of gives maybe one of my creatures like pseudo vigilance, or maybe allows me to like, I don't know, tap down one of my utility cards a second time.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. I just didn't think it did enough as well. Unless you're playing the unfair magic route, it probably doesn't do enough.
Yeah, there's a loop here. You could just
Yeah, 100%.
tap this, untap it.
This is a
Over and
really
over and
good political commander.
In what way?
Hey, so I noticed that David was swinging at you, Hunter, and your creatures are kind of tapped. Be really cool if you could block, huh?
I suppose.
Yeah, but
gotta
you're just gonna
really-
die first. You're doing that.
I was gonna say you gotta put a lot of faith in your friends. Or your
Friends.
enemies, should I say.
I don't have
Yeah.
faith in those people.
Let's move on to the grades though. Ioreth from me, not doing well. I can see the potential of the loop and everything, so I'm just gonna stick it middle of the road. C.
Yeah, it's a safe one to give it a C.
Yep, and that's why I'm going to give it a D.
I too am on the D train.
Interesting. The average grade of Ioreth of the Healing House is going to be a C. Next up is Meneldor, Swift Savior. It is 3 and a blue for a 3/3 legendary creature bird soldier. Got flying. It says whenever it deals combat damage to a player, exile up to 1 target creature you own, then return it to the battlefield under your control. We've got a flicker effect.
Cute
What do we
little
think?
flicker.
No,
I said all I got is that it's cute. I don't know.
Why no, Dave?
this has to be able to deal combat damage to be able to flicker a thing. That's just as not good.
It does have a little bit of evasion, right, Dave? But yeah.
I mean, yeah,
Flawless.
but the flying is cool, but this is a 3/3 for 4 mana, so you attack on turn 5, assuming you drop this thing on curve. Like, your opponent's probably gonna have something with flying. And if they don't, I don't imagine this is even gonna be all that relevant.
Yeah, I feel like this is definitely more of a card that goes in a deck rather than helming a deck.
Yeah, I agree with you guys. The flicker effect is cool. I've already talked about Thassa before. Being able to just flicker at an end step is a lot better.
I
It's
just think there are a lot of cards in the 99 of most flicker or bounce decks to where having this in the command zone is pointless.
We're in agreement.
moving on to the grades. Shane, what are you going to give Meneldor?
I'm gonna give it an F.
Woo.
Well, this does something, so it's a D.
I'm right there with Steven. It does do something. If it connects, you do get to flicker some, and I think that could be powerful enough. It's a D.
I'll go with a D on this one. I guess it does enough to skate by.
Meneldor Swift Savior gets the average grade of a D. Moving on to Saruman the White. It is 4 and a blue for a 4/4 legendary creature avatar wizard. It's got Ward 2 and says whenever you cast your second spell each turn, amass Orcs 2. Does that do enough, Shane?
Don't think it does, Hunter. This is a card that costs too much. Doesn't have a big enough payoff for me. It's gonna not be my commander.
Steven?
I wish that the Ward 2 was on the other Saruman from the House of Mordor deck.
That was also 2 other colors.
I still want the Ward. Just going off of what Shane said, it does not do enough for me. I mean, for 5 mana for a 4/4, and then I got to invest, a second spell. I just to amass 1 card. No,
I feel like we underestimate these orc armies. I
don't.
understand you can chump block them and whatnot, but I don't know. They can grow pretty quickly.
I think this one doesn't. like you have to use 2 cards, 2 resources to put 2+1/+1 counters on your army. I don't think this one grows very quickly.
And it's just your second spell each turn, so I mean 2, 4, 6, 8. So like a massive orc, like an 8/8.
Yeah, I suppose you're right. Let's move on to the grades. Steven, what are you giving it?
I mean, I'm gonna give this. You know what? I'm gonna give this an F.
Yeah, I'm giving this an F as well, man. Sorry.
I'm not going that low. This is a D.
I think I'm going to go with a D on this one. I'm not impressed by Saruman the White.
Yep, Saruman the White, not as good as Gandalf the White. This is an average grade of a D. And the final blue card we are talking about today is the Watcher in the Water. It is 3 and 2 blue for a 9/9 legendary creature Kraken. It says the Watcher in the Water enters the battlefield tapped with 9 stun counters on it. And whenever you draw a card during an opponent's turn, create a 1/1 blue tentacle creature token. And whenever a tentacle you control dies, untap up to 1 target Kraken and put a stun counter on up to 1 target non-land permanent. We're stunning people out here with the Watcher in the Water. I think Shane is going to like this. What do you think, Shane?
Well, Hunter. I think I do want to like this, but I'm getting a massive Aerosmithes vibe, and whenever I play that deck, well, those counters on that guy somehow go up. So I don't think you're ever going to untap this damn Kraken.
Okay, that's only when you play against Atraxa.
I'm just saying, dude. So me, when I first see this card, yeah, it looks like it does a lot of stuff, and I would have a lot of fun playing it, but I probably would never get to.
Yeah, this is a big beater that comes down, but I mean, like, kind of what Shane mentioned, I don't know if you're really ever going to be able to play with this, because, like, your opponents are going to see that it's there, and they're just going to let you go through all your resources to remove the stun counters from it, and then by the time that you're able to swing, they're just going to kill it, and then you're stuck potentially recasting with a ton more stun counters.
I'll tell you a really good card in this deck.
What?
Ristic Study.
Yeah. It's a really
Yeah.
good blue card to put in any blue deck.
I'm just saying you're going to be making tentacles.
That's true. I mean, I want to like this card, believe me. This is literally my wheelhouse. I just see the writing on the wall.
You're right, and that writing is amazing because this card is great.
Please, yeah, it is. I love it.
Yeah, I am absolutely in love with this card. I'm not gonna lie to you. I love the fact that it says whenever you draw a card during an opponent's turn, and it doesn't say this effect only happens once each turn. So I could literally draw 7 cards and make 7 blue tentacle creature tokens. And then if they all die, I get to tap 7 non-land permanents. That's great.
Mm-hmm.
I cannot like continue to say enough how much this card is making me feel
So,
right now.
wait a minute then. Wait a minute. Do you think this card is good enough if you do never untap the Kraken?
I don't
Yeah,
even give it. I don't care if this card
That's
never
what I'm
untaps.
That's what I'm asking. So if this kind of just feels more like an enchantment to you, then
100%.
that's easier to remove.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
think
yeah,
it's-
the playstyle.
I think it's really good too. I'm on Steven's side here. Being a blue, you can draw cards on your opponent's turn all the time. This is going to be, I feel like it's going to be super easy to get these 9 stun counters off. And for 5 mana for a 9/9, just going to hit hard.
I still think it's gonna like what David mentioned is gonna happen. They're gonna see you do it, and then they're gonna remove it.
I mean, I am putting every card draw engine into this deck.
I would hope so.
Maybe I'll throw this into my Sea Monsters deck.
Yeah, 100%. I think it's gonna be good in a 99 for sure. I mean, don't get me wrong. I think it'd be a fun commander. I just don't know if I'll ever win with it.
Well, let's move on to the grades. I actually like this card so much that I, believe it or not, I'm going to give it a B.
Yep, and I'm going to stand there next to you on the podium, my friend.
I think I'm gonna give it a C because I'm afraid of it.
I'm going to give it a C as well. I just feel like there's a world in which this never actually is a creature that's going to be able to do anything.
Well, the Watcher in the Water is going to get an average grade of a B. And that is going to do it for us today. If you guys liked that video, hit the like button. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Don't miss out on all the cool content that we're releasing all the time. If you guys agreed or disagreed with us about these grades, please let us know down in the comment section below. We're always interested to see what we might have missed or what you think you might have missed. And if you check the description, you'll find links to our Instagram, our Twitter, and our TikTok. That is at Guys That Magic for each one. Follow us on all of our socials to keep up to date with all the other stuff we're doing. And until the next video, hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Peace.
Bye.
Later.
Bye.